Bonjour, everyone. It is Sue with Sue is Retiring to France on a Shoestring. And today is going to be a really short video about the move to France because I am doing 2 videos right now a day because I'm also doing a walking challenge. And I've decided I want to keep those split. And one thing that I've noticed, and you might have too, is because when I'm wearing this sling, and because this arm is still in such a recuperation phase, I'm tending to nod my head to the other side a lot more than I realized. So I'm trying to not do that. So I apologize if that's distracting to you because it's truly distracting to me. That said, today I want to just talk about the shoestring aspect just a little bit about moving to France and some of the little things that I'm doing that I think of as going on behind the scenes, but I think that these are probably the things that anybody else who wants to move to France or another country on a really tight budget probably wants to know a little bit more about. So here goes. Today, I broke my coffee pot carafe. I slammed a pot into it, knowing that the coffee pot was soaking in the sink. And before I could even think about it, I started putting a pan into the sink and, of course, cracked it into a million pieces. Now, here is a perfect example of trying to not spend money that doesn't need to be spent. The replacement carafe is about $40 plus shipping, unless I do it on Amazon, and I'm not shopping Amazon anymore, but we're not going to get into that. So instead of doing that, I decided to order some of the single-serve organic coffee pods, but not in the pod form, in an actual big, I guess you'd call it seal pack, that I have used for years going camping. And I figured it out, and budget-wise, it's going to be a little bit less expensive than probably even just buying coffee for the remainder of the time that I am in the United States, which was about 68 days now, hopefully, assuming my visa gets approved. And then buying the coffee pot adds another $45 on top of that. So that's kind of wasted money when really in the long run, I'm just going to be selling the coffee maker or giving it away. And it's a relatively brand new top of the line Braun BrewSense coffee maker. So that's the type of thing that in the past, I wouldn't have even thought twice about buying the new carafe, but it's dumb for me to buy that now. So I literally just listed it on Facebook Marketplace and Nextdoor, and hopefully somebody who is looking for a really great deal on a fantastic coffee maker will realize all they have to do is buy that carafe and then they're in business, right? So that's a little thing. Another little thing is that about a year ago, not quite a year ago, thank goodness, I bought a replacement shade for this window shade behind me in case I needed it. Now, these are IKEA shades. They're fantastic blackout shades, and they're built really, really well. And I haven't had to use that other shade, and I found it in the closet yesterday. So that's another thing that I'm going to be returning back to IKEA. There's absolutely no reason for me to sell that with the rig because somebody might want to do something completely different in here, right? So that's another $40. I think it's actually $48. Little amounts of money, right? So we're talking $40 to $45 for a coffee maker carafe and another $50 for a shade. That's close to $100. That's a good savings. That's something that doesn't need to be spent for the future when the future is not going to be in this RV or in this country. Right? And it is almost impossible for me to make coffee well in the coffee maker in this sling and not being able to use this arm. The amount of coffee grounds that I have spilled or water that I have spilled in the last 3.5, almost 4 weeks now is pretty impressive. Actually. And typically I grind my own beans. And so I do have a little grinder that I will take with me to France, but I can't actually use that right now because the force that's needed to actually do the grinding action is too much vibration and too much force into my left arm. It hurts when I do it. So I haven't been doing that. So little teeny things add up. And when you're on a shoestring budget, $100 is a big savings. So if you're also trying to do something on a budget, look around for the little things, the things that you automatically have done just because, quote unquote, you've done it before, or because you think that's the way you should do it, or you're worried that somebody might think less of you if you don't do something. For example, if you don't replace your coffee pot, are you being a chintzy or cheap person? No, you're being thrifty and you're being rational about what the best outcome is. And the best outcome for me, for both of these items, for the shade and for the coffee maker, is to ditch them and to realize the savings. I hope this makes sense. It probably sounds a little crazy, but that's just my thought today on being careful with your money. And Lord knows we all need to be very careful with our money right now, especially in the United States, because things are really, really scary in the financial markets. So that's it for today. Bonjour, bonsoir. Hope you are taking care of yourself. Hope you are making wise financial and thrift-oriented decisions. And I'll see you again soon. Au revoir.